Okay, so online teaching business, right? So that can be everything. So think about squash or maybe personal trainer, right? Did you have maybe some other things in mind, or are you really specific, more specific, like the personal training or squash coach?
Yeah, no. When I said like mental coach, I don't mean it just for squash. It can be also like
Mm-hmm.
I can help maybe people mentally, like when it comes to therapy, you know, like mental therapy, or
Mm-hmm.
not just like focused on squash or
Yeah.
just sport in general, you know.
Oh, that's good, actually. That's a really good niche. So, actually, you want to help people like athletes, maybe also in the squash industry, right? To kind of with mental problems, like in general, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's also a big industry. I heard like that there are a lot of coaches also in the sport industry. So I think that's actually really great. It's good actually for a young age. You already think so far ahead, so it's really cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so and why do you want to teach remotely? Why do you want to do it online and not offline, for example?
Well, when let's say for example, my mental coach, which helps me with the dealing with the emotions on the court, on the squash court,
Hmm.
but also he helped me a lot throughout these the last 3 years with my normal life as well outside of the court. Well, the thing is, like, he's living in Netherlands, and when I started working with him like three years ago, I was 16. So like I was still living in Romania, not in Netherlands like right now,
Hmm.
and I couldn't meet with him. So we had to talk on Skype like every like once a month or once per 2 weeks or something like that. It depended on the situation. So yeah, like I think it's easier, like it doesn't matter where you are, you can just open your camera and just talk with the person about it, like about
Hmm.
their problems, and you can still help them and give them advice. Like, yeah, of course it's better real life because you can also feel, like you can feel their energy, and you can also, I don't like hug them or something like that if they really need it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah, it's also really helpful online. And even though I'm living in Netherlands, like my mental coach, we are still not seeing each other in real life because of the COVID. So we still talk like on Skype.
Yeah.
So you see, like I think doing this online, it can be possible in any kind of conditions. And yeah, it's
That's
easier.
true. That's true. I mean, of course, it's like I'm also actually I have some experience in the clinic. I helped people recover from cocaine, heroin, other addictions like gambling, even from gaming. So actually, of course, it's like when you are in real life, it's different because it's like you get the oxytocin more into the brain, so kind of the feeling that you're with another person. So what you say, the energy. So that's really important. But yeah, nowadays people will be moving probably a lot, migrating a lot because I mean we can now fly to the other side of the world with the plane, right? So especially when you are an athlete and if you need to play in different part of the world, it's great that you kind of can open your phone or your laptop and that you can connect with your mental coach, right? And
Yeah,
even if
exactly.
in one city, it's faster to kind of call someone than to go all the way to someone's house. So that's
Yeah,
really good. And of course,
yeah,
there are a bit downsides. Like for example, you would like maybe to drink real coffee with someone, but there are also a lot of benefits. So for me, for example, for teaching online, I really like it because I love to travel, and now I can just do that. And it's really nice to achieve your dreams.
no, yeah, that's right, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And here are also some other things. For example, maybe it also depends because you can or work for a company, right? That's possible. So, for example, you work for a company that does mental coaching or personal training, or you can start your own company. That's also possible, right? For
Yeah,
example, that you sell, or you can even like sell products. You can give like advice to people, make video courses. It depends. Like it's important to know like what you like to do. So that's also important to kind of focus on the things you are good at and that's usually a good way to go. And further, it's nice you can be financially independent. So, for example, you can. What I do now is like I earn in euros and then spent in pesos, for example. I did it also earned in euros, spent in Thailand in baht, for example, or in Poland in zloty. So actually, you get also a bit the financial freedom, more opportunities. Yeah, traveling, of course, if you like to travel, because maybe some people also don't like to travel. So it's also good to, for example, just teach or coach from your home, right? That's also possible. That's also comfortable. And of course, your own schedule, right? It depends if you work for a company or if you are self-employed. So that are usually kind of the benefits of, yeah, digital nomadism, I call it usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, how would you describe it like in one sentence? Why do you want to teach remotely?
Let me think.
Like what is the most
Because
important?
it's more efficient when it
Right.
comes to like spending time and energy. For example, like usually like a mental coach or a psychologist or whatever, psychiatrist, like they have their own clinic, or their clients, they come at their house, to talk with them
Mm-hmm.
about their problems or any kind of things. And maybe it's like, let's say, sometimes they can get caught up in traffic, or they just get sick and can't come anymore to the mental coach's clinic or house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you are sick, or your car doesn't work, or you don't feel like getting up from the bed today because you're like really depressed, you can just like, in any kind of situation, you can just open your phone. Anybody can do that. If you have Wi-Fi, you just open your phone or
Mm-hmm.
laptop, and you just talk about your
Yeah.
feelings and thoughts and emotions with the, yeah. So that's why I think it's more efficient in one sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with it. Like, I mean, it's really like the flexibility, actually, what you talk about, right? So that you
Yeah,
kind of can open your laptop whenever you are. If you're in a train, at home, or somewhere else, you can always ask for help or connect with someone, right? So
yeah.
that's, I think also Krzysztof joined also, and Adrio also. Welcome, everyone. Happy to have you.
Hello.
Hi, hi. How are you doing?
Good, good. Very good. And you?
Okay. Yeah, good, good. I'm still in Mexico, so I'm really happy that I'm still able to teach here from Mexico.
Nice,
So
nice, very nice.
we already started a bit with the program, but yeah, we just started a couple of minutes ago, so you can still catch up a bit. So we talked a bit about why do you want to teach remotely? So Vasily was explaining why he would like to teach remotely, because of the flexibility that you can just open your laptop whenever you are, and you are able to connect, for example, with your coach or with your teacher. So that's what was yeah, that was the thing we talked about. Okay, so maybe I will also ask you, Krzysztof, why do you want to teach remotely?
Oh, I think about the about cryptocurrency.
That's really a
Maybe
hot topic
little bit
nowadays.
for cryptocurrency, for the Bitcoin and etc.
I mean, that's totally digital, so that's actually a really good niche to do that also, and to teach others, for example, to how to open their Bitcoin wallets or some other crypto valuta
Yeah,
wallet, or maybe make also
yeah,
video courses or even ebooks about it. So there are also a lot of possibilities with that. That's
yeah,
great. That's
exactly.
great. So you want to share your knowledge with others about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And I see Adriel also joined. Can you tell maybe about why you want to teach remotely?
Well, I think that maybe because I would like to share my knowledge with others about grammatically and vocabulary. Yeah, that.
Okay, that's good. So you want also to share your knowledge with others and then online. That's good. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so for everyone, it can be, of course, a bit different because you can teach a lot of skills, right? I mean, I teach, for example, languages. Someone can teach about cryptocurrency or even about yoga or football. So it can be really, there can be a lot of different topics. So, okay, so a bit about my story. You see here a picture from the Netherlands when the COVID breakout started. So actually, why did I start to teach remotely? So that's a bit my story. I did my internship in a clinic in the addiction center. It was really a rough internship because you meet a lot of different clients, and some clients can have really serious problems. And the thing was, I needed to work every day, 8 hours, come back to home, do also the schoolwork, and after that, also earn money to be able to live from it, right? So it was actually more not 9 to 5, but more 9 to 9 work. And yeah, in my free time, I was trying to develop my business every time, and I had all the pictures in my mind of sitting in Thailand, Mexico, like I'm now in Mexico, for example, or the Canary Islands, to just sit there, work from my laptop, and do things that I love, like teaching languages and coaching, like coaching you guys. And there was actually a rough time, but I had all the time the picture in my mind. And unfortunately, I had also the picture in my mind that if I don't finish my study, I have like 20K student debt. So I needed to really fight for it to finish it. I got burnout also during that process because it's not healthy to work from 9 to 9. Injured my legs when I was running the half marathon to kind of forget about all the problems. I figured out, maybe it's good to run a half marathon without preparation. I finished it, but injured my legs, unfortunately. Went to work in the construction, broke my finger during that period. Then the pandemic started and my girlfriend broke up. So yeah, it was quite a rough time, but I had still the picture in my mind of my having my laptop and yeah, working in an exotic country. And yeah, here you can see a bit how my life changed. From yeah, I finished my study in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. Never got my certificate like to my hand delivered. I needed to pick it up because we are not allowed to go to the school. And yeah, then I went to Poland to work remotely, teach Dutch, create online courses. After that, I went to Tenerife, Gran Canaria, did a lot of amazing stuff. And at the moment, I'm now in Mexico. So here you can see some pictures from me teaching online, actually. And this is a bit what I do in my free times. I love to connect with the local people, to meet new cultures, try some new sports. I did like kiteboarding in Tenerife, paragliding, surfing. Now in Mexico, I try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu actually yesterday. Some snorkeling. Still need to do the scuba diving. So that's also a nice thing because teaching remotely gives you also a lot of freedom, and that's what I really love about it because I love to travel, so it's a good connection. So yeah, I went a bit from this to this and that. So that's a bit what remote teaching gave me. But okay, enough about me. We will now talk about you. So sounds all nice, right? The pictures, you're on the beach with your laptop, and there are, it's not always like rainbows and sunshine, right? Because sometimes your laptop can get overheat. You can lose your laptop. The Wi-Fi can be bad. So there's also a downside of it. But yeah, how do you do that? How can you earn teaching online, right? What kind of possibilities do you have? So that's a bit what we will discuss today. So we can work on designing your teaching business. So you have a bit like a scratch, like, okay, how do you want to have your online business, right? So I will discuss a bit, a couple of possibilities. Later, I will also ask you more questions so you can also think more about your own business. And just let me know if I go too fast or too slow, then just let me know in the chat box, or we are with a small group, so you can also use your microphone. Okay, so one of the possibilities that I started actually was private lessons. I started with giving it offline. Krzysztof is also actually one of my students. I gave him the private lessons and also his wife. And yeah, that's a bit how I started actually with teaching Dutch offline. And then I switched completely to online, also during the pandemic. And then I started to teach actually from different countries. So private lessons is a really good way to start, to also get your reviews from your clients. After that, if you have some reviews, you are more visible on social media, maybe on Google. Maybe you can even advertise offline or collaborate with companies. Then you can also do like group lessons, like small groups, like I have today with you, like the coaching group. Or you can do also even like a video webinar, so people can watch it in their own time, right? In groups, and they can also collaborate with each other. So after that, actually, I started to collaborate with the student hotel and some other companies also. And then I was able to really have big groups of students. I think my maximum was like, I had one time like 110 people on Zoom. So that was really a huge group. And it also changes a bit how you need to teach because of many people. So also, Vasil knows also a bit, I think, about the teaching because I think he joined from the student hotel, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah. I don't know if you remember because you don't joined also the Dutch Bootcamp A2, right? And I don't know if you joined then when we had a huge group.
Uh, say it again.
With
Like, yeah, the Dutch, yeah, the boot camp. But after, what did you say?
yeah, if you joined, then you were also during the Dutch Bootcamp for beginners, right?
Yeah,
The free one from the student hotel. So I don't know if you were when we had like quite a huge group then.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
No, I
possible
was.
that you were in that one. Yeah. So it went really fast in the chat box. I needed really to reply fast to my students.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's a bit, yeah, about the group lessons. So that's also a really good opportunity to do that, and you can do it offline, but also nowadays online. So that's really nice. And this one is also a really cool one that I like is video courses. Actually, you can be really creative in it. So for example, you can make a PowerPoint, record it, or just yourself, right? You can also record yourself, some sport techniques that you do or some other things you want to share. And actually then you create from that digital product and you can sell it online on platforms like I will share it with you, like for example Udemy. Oh yeah, I see a question. Ik ben gewoon benieuwd hoe oud ben je? I see it in Dutch. So how old are you? I'm actually 27. I'm 27. I started 3 years ago my company during my study. So back to the video courses, I really recommend Udemy. There you can buy courses from other people to improve yourself. And the other thing that you can do is you can also just sell the courses on your own website or on social media, for example. That's really nice. Yeah, that's true. I started at quite a young age, actually. It's always good to start young, but even if you start later, it's also perfect. Actually, I read the article today about a guy that was like 75 and started like a successful company. So that's also possible. Okay, so video courses. Of course, during the coaching program, if you want to stay longer, you can always join the coaching program. And then we also discuss really from scratch, like how to record yourself, how to do the video courses, where to sell it, and yeah, how to monetize it actually. Another one is digital products. Actually, video courses are digital products, and other digital products can be, for example, ebooks. You can sell your ebooks. For example, here I wrote a travel guide about the Netherlands, Discover Holland like a local. You can also sell audiobooks. So just if you don't like to write, you can use your voice. Nowadays, you have flip books that you can use audio, you can use your writing, and even video in a book, and people can download it and they can watch it, right? Further, you can, if you like to play music, for example, you can even sell music or some templates if you're a graphic designer. So there are a lot of possibilities actually. Another very popular one, actually, to be honest, I never tried this one. I would like to try it in the future, but drop shipping. I don't know, does someone knows what drop shipping is? Do we have someone that knows about it? Okay, no one knows about it. So drop shipping is actually, imagine in the past, usually when you bought like, let's say your products from a company, right? Imagine you bought like, let's say 100, let's say 1,000 selfie sticks, right? For your smartphone. When you bought it from a company, it was shipped to you and you needed to store it, right? So you needed to pay also for storage. And then you needed to ship that to your client, right? Also with all the paperwork and everything included. So with drop shipping now, actually what happens is you just do the marketing. So you announce it, right? To your audience like, hey, I have selfie sticks, I recommend it, right? Your audience can purchase it, right, from you. And automatically the company that you buy from it, like your supplier, ships it to the clients. So actually you don't need to do anything. It goes directly from the fabric to the client instead from the fabric to you, to your storage, and then that you need to send it to your client. And that's also nice because you can do it online. You can do it with physical products actually. So you can say that physical products, you can just use your knowledge to do it online. So next to the digital products, you can even ship physical products online without taking any effort, just using your laptop. And to be honest, we will discuss it also during the coaching program, but I will forward you to more experts that know more about it because I never tried it. So I know it only from theory. And another one, very popular for travel bloggers, journalists, is affiliate marketing. You can do it with writing. So imagine you write a blog post, for example, and you can add their links. So let's say you write a blog post about how to get better in squash, for example, right? And then you add different links to companies with products. So for example, if someone wants to buy a racket, he clicks on the link, he purchases the racket, for example, and you get a commission from it. So that's actually, it's affiliate marketing started with taxi drivers because in some countries, taxi drivers pick you up and then take you randomly to a store. If you buy something from the store, they get a commission from it. So actually, that's a bit how it started, but now you can do it online. Not only with writing, you can also do it with creating videos, for example, right? For example, I can add here a link and say to you, yo, do you want to learn more about affiliate marketing? Click on the link, there's a video course. And when you purchase the video course, then I get a commission from it. So that's actually also a great way. And the last one, also very popular nowadays, is investing. So imagine you make, you need, with investing, usually you need some money to start to it. Some people start even without money by, for example, affiliate marketing, and then they get some money from it. Oh, I got a bit back. So some people start even without money, but usually it's good to have a bit of money that you can play with, that you can invest. And imagine you earned some money with affiliate marketing, drop shipping, maybe digital products, video courses, group lessons, or private lessons. Then you can invest that money in a lot of things, right? You can invest it in yourself. Everyone says it's good to invest in yourself, right? In your own health, for example. But you can also invest it in startups, like companies that start. You can invest it in real estate if you have a lot of money, for example. Other options are stocks. So you can buy like shares from companies. I recommend Revolut, for example. That's a great online bank, and it's also possible to buy shares from it. Further, you can also invest in cryptocurrency. That's also very popular, like Bitcoin or Ethereum. I myself invested a bit in Bitcoin, but also like stocks like Zoom and New Oriental Education. Usually, I advise. I'm a beginner in investing, but usually I would say it's good to invest a bit in your own industry. So something that you're really standing behind it, right? So I teach online. I use now Zoom, for example. So it's good that I invest in Zoom because then they can also develop their product, right? So it's also good for me. So that's about investing. And also great ways to just invest in your own company, to making a website or to learn a new skill by reading books, for example, right? Here you can see a bit how I earn online, right, by teaching others. So especially back in the days, like teachers didn't have that kind of opportunity to have that many streams of income. Usually you went to school, gave the classes, right, in front of a crowd, and they went back to home. But yeah, nowadays you can write a book, for example, and sell it also to your students, right? You can do the private lessons also, the group lessons. You can sell digital products like certificates or maybe audiobooks. Still want to develop some audiobooks. And also video courses, for example. I'm especially now focusing on this part to make some nice videos about learning Dutch, but also about coaching and, for example, how to start your online business. That's a bit how I earn money online as CN Coaching in Netherlands. That's my company. But okay, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming, all the information that you get now from me. Today we just designed the business. We have a lot of time to think exactly how you want to design it. And also what I really recommend is to read some books to get some basic knowledge about entrepreneurship, about working remotely. So I would suggest to start, for example, with the 4-hour work week from Tim Ferriss. This book actually really changed my life. If I didn't read it, maybe wouldn't be in Mexico or like the Canary Islands. So actually what he discusses is the new millionaires, actually. So new people that have the same benefits as really rich people in the past. So you have the freedom of location, freedom of your finances, and freedom of traveling, for example. And of course, of your passion, right? That you can do something that you really, really love. So I would suggest to start with this one. After that, it's also a nice book. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's about financial education. So if you want to earn money, it's good to know a bit like how does money work? How can you invest that money, right? How can you grow your money? So this book is about that. Another one, Side Hustle. Actually, when I was in Cambodia going to the Angkor Wat, I met a person, like a guy from Korea. He was working for an embassy, and he gave me like really randomly this book in a bus, actually. Side Way Hustle, it's called. And especially when you work already for someone, right, or even have another business, it's good to, for example, start with an idea and yeah, work on it 30 days and check it out how it will work out, right? That's also with the coaching program. We will focus 30 days on developing your business. And some businesses you can do it, even start it in one day. Other ones maybe can take a couple of months or even years, right? So it depends a bit of your industry. After that, another one is more about marketing. Laptop Millionaire discusses also the possibilities of remote work. So how can you escape your 9 to 5? And it's also nice because they discuss a lot of possibilities how to find your clients. For example, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also very popular nowadays that unfortunately he doesn't discuss it because it's quite a new one. It's TikTok, for example, that a lot of companies start to focus on TikTok. And the last one, actually, last but not least, is Hooked. Actually, it's the one that I read now, and it's really only about marketing. So actually about the psychology of marketing. So how to connect with your clients. Of course, there are more books, and I recommend, for example, Mentor books, especially for people that don't like to read or just don't have much time to do that. You can also watch the writers that wrote the books on video, actually. So it's usually summarized, and all the most important information you just get in the box, actually. So I recommend this one, Mentor Box. Okay, so imagine you have your knowledge, you have some ideas how to create your product or services, right? It's also good to have an equipment, right? To have the right equipment. You think about a laptop, a headset if you teach online, right? You have a hard drive, for example, right, to store all your data, because unfortunately you still need to do administration. So there are also a bit parts of the remote work that are maybe I don't like to do my administration, but you can also delegate it so others can also do it for you. So you can store it on a hard drive. You can make marketing videos. Usually I like to do that, for example, with a Rolly or with a GoPro, even underwater if you want to. Maybe the speaking will be a bit different, but it's also possible. A power bank, very necessary nowadays, so you can always charge your phone. And here's a bit special thing that I use is actually a pack safe. So when you go like surfing, you can attach the bag to a palm tree and put your like your phone, your sunglasses inside your wallet. There are of course more tools that you can use, and I made some videos about it that I want also to share later with you, and we discuss it also more during the coaching program. But I will also send you a list with different tools that are useful, and I will send it from this email address. I think I've got all your email addresses, so I will send it also later. So, okay, big question, how to design your teaching business, right? Not mine, but your teaching business, because I teach languages, but maybe you want to teach something else, right? So it can be, some things can be similar, but other things can be totally different. So actually, that's a bit the process that I used. Actually, from the book, The 4 Hours Work Week. So how to work less and earn more, right? So first, it's important. It's called actually deal, method of Tim Ferriss, deal. It's easy to remember, to make a deal. So first letter, it's a D, right? It's called definition. This one is the most important one, because if you have this one wrong, you can later start to work on a business that you actually not stand behind it. It's maybe not your passion, right? So D from definition is actually to define your why, right? Why do you want to do that? Why do I want to teach languages? Or why do I want to do coaching? Or why do I want to teach other people, for example, using cryptocurrency? So this one is really important, the D. So why do you want to do that? And who is your audience also, right? So we go more to the second one, elimination. Also important to know the things that you don't want to do, right? For example, I'm horrible in accounting. I don't like to work on all the taxes with all the numbers. It's just not my skill. So what I do is I delegate it to my accountant, right? So a person that knows a lot about it does that for me, right? And it can be also other things. Maybe imagine if you don't like, for example, to even teach, you can also delegate it to people that teach for you, and you can do the management part. Or if you are more a creative person, you can focus more on videos, for example, right? So that's about elimination. And also about your clients. It's also important that you know a bit like, okay, which clients do you want to teach and which one maybe not, right? So what's your target, right? With what kind of people do you want to connect? This one, A, is automatization. So what do I mean with automatization? I mean, for example, creating video courses, put it on your own website or on Udemy, and you just sit here, for example, drink a cup of coffee, and then automatically you can get money from your clients because they purchase your courses. or even they purchase like a service, for example, that you give a Dutch lesson next week, they can click on a link and they already enrolled for the program, right? For a group course or a one-on-one session. So it saves you a lot of time actually by calling with the clients, using email. So that's why I really recommend automatization, and you can use, for example, a marketplace. I will discuss it during the coaching program, like a marketplace to put your courses and services on. Today, I use the marketplace, for example, to connect with you. You can use your own website, even a Facebook page. It's also really easy to set up. Maybe even a YouTube channel, right? And you forward the clients to pay, for example, with PayPal. So there are a lot of possibilities. So it's good to have like one platform, maybe even more platforms, but starting with one so clients can get on it and they can purchase your products or your services. And the last one, actually my favorite one, is liberation. So actually, how can you create a location independent lifestyle, right? So how can you travel and earn money online? How can you enjoy your life, right? And for example, things like, like administration, taxes. So how can you like delegate it to someone else so someone else can do it for you, an expert in that area? But also things like, for example, imagine you want to pay less taxes because you earn a lot of money and you see, wow, like 50% goes into taxes. There are countries, for example, that you can register your company and not pay taxes at all. So we will also discuss that during the coaching program. Okay, so here we go more into the practical way. So here you see all the goals that we discussed. So think about the deal, definition, your why, elimination, what's important, automatization, working less, and liberation. So think a bit about your own company that you want to design. So first, it's important to define what kind of products and services do you want to create, right? What do you want to sell? But first, what do you want to make, right? Do you want to write an ebook? Do you want to do a video course? Do you want to offer services? Because maybe you don't like to make ebooks or a video course, but you want to do coaching with people, right? So it really depends. So it's really important to start first. Just start with one, right? And later you can even make more products or services. Actually, next week, during the coaching program, we work on this one. So I give you all the tools that you need to create your own product, and I will also help you to start with creating your own product. So you can also share it inside the learning community with others, get feedback from people, and also a lot of nice tools so you can create products like fast and an easy way. Okay, elimination. So what we also discussed during the coaching program is how to find your clients, like your potential clients, so the people you really want to focus on. So we discussed like marketing, like offline marketing also, but especially online marketing, like social media, and how to approach companies to collaborate with you. Okay, the third week, automatization. This one's very important, usually time consuming, but nowadays you can also like hire someone to make your website or use platforms like Wix that are easier than WordPress, for example, to make your website yourself. So that's actually your platform. Also, for example, I use like iSpring also for like a platform. It's an, for example, an e-learning platform so I can sell courses online. So it's not always that you need a website. You can also use other places like marketplaces. But about that, I will discuss it more during the coaching program. It's about making your sales. And the last one, of course, liberation. It will be about more how to manage your clients using email lists, also how to accept payments and do the administration and declare your taxes. Actually, this one is, I would say, for most people, not a nice one, but I will discuss like really a nice way, so you will not be exhausted about it. Okay, so that was about the goals. And a good question is, maybe some know a bit, maybe already what they want to teach online. Others maybe still try to figure out, right? So what do you want to teach, right? So what can I teach online? First, it's really important to know, what are you passionate about? What is your passion? What is something that if someone says at 5 a.m. in the morning, like, hey, let's go do that, that you stand up and just go without a breakfast to do that? I mean, not to your work, but I mean like to do that, like let's say some sport, or to play maybe music, or to teach others something about your passion. So think about that. At 5 a.m. in the morning, when would you jump out of your bed, right, to do that? So your passion. But of course, it takes sometimes time to find your passion. And usually, if you want to find your passion, just try as much things as possible, and eventually you find something that you're really interested in and you're passionate about. So think about, what is your passion? You can think about maybe the business you want to start, but maybe you figure out, hey, there's something totally different I want to do. So this is a bit a question for you all. Like, what is your passion? What do you like to do? So maybe I would just ask first, Adriel, can you tell maybe what your passion is?
I like to teach. I like to teach.
You like to teach, okay? And what
Yeah,
do you would like to teach?
maybe English, like, and also Spanish.
English, okay, and Spanish. So you have even two languages to teach. That's great.
Yeah,
And yeah, how would you like to do that? Would you like to
me.
do it? Yes. Do you want to teach like big groups, or one-to-one, or make video courses? Just to
Well,
brainstorm a bit.
I think that a group of 20 or to 10, from 20 to 10. I think that.
That's good. That's good. That's a big group. That's nice. And you can share more knowledge with a bigger audience, right? So that's great. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can also later at home, you can also just fill it in your own time, and make also recording from it, so you can watch it back. And there can be like maybe 4 passions that you still don't know what to do, and there can be also one thing that you know specifically. It's usually better to kind of first focus on one thing. So for example, starting first with English or with Spanish. So that's actually good to start with one thing, and then later you can kind of go into more things you are interested in. Okay, and Vasily, can you tell a bit about your passion? Vasily, can you hear me? I don't know if he can hear me. So maybe we go to Krzysztof. Can you describe your passion?
I like boxing. You know that, yeah.
I know. You thought that you are interested in boxing, yeah?
Yes,
That's one passion. Mm-hmm.
this
And you
is my
still do it?
passion. Really
Do you
passion.
still? That's your real passion. Okay. And do you do it still, boxing?
No, I still have pausa.
Okay, a break. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
it's Corona. I can go for my training.
Now it's
Yeah,
hard.
but
Yeah, I know.
that true is excuses. That yeah,
It's
I
true.
have
Sometimes it can
I
be
have
hard to.
pausa for my mind. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate to it. I was, for example, also waiting a long time to try jiu-jitsu, and actually I started doing jiu-jitsu like a couple weeks ago here on the island, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah,
it's also really nice.
super,
Yeah, I really
super.
recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Kind of,
you know, when you have too much pausa, it's later it's difficult back.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but for my really passion is boxing.
A real
I
passion is
thinking about this.
boxing.
Then maybe someday I start teach the people.
Of course, you can do
Not
that.
exactly,
And
maybe not exactly for the online, but yeah,
mhm.
that is also uh, good idea. Yeah.
And that's also good. And I mean, like, even sometimes with boxing, for example, like with sports, you can do it online, but you can also do it offline. You can go, for example, to Thailand or to other countries. You
Yeah,
can collaborate with the hotel and say, for example, hey, I will teach your guests how to
yeah.
defend
I'm thinking
themselves
about this
during.
when
Yeah,
do it the same like you and visit beautiful places. For
mhm.
example, beautiful beaches and show people how start the boxing, the first step. That
Yeah.
yeah, that is
That's
nice,
also
nice.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. You're outside, outdoor, and that's great. And actually, you can do it also offline, and it's still remote teaching because and you can
Yeah.
work for a company for like a boxing dojo, for example, like a gym, or you can also do it like online. I mean, like not online, like from your own company. And you can
Yeah,
also
exactly.
blend it with online. You can sell, for example, boxing clothes. You can make also video courses
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
YouTube
Exactly.
videos. So you can do the marketing online that you are a person that travels around the world and teaches different people in different locations. So that's actually great.
Yeah.
That's great. And I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays,
Now
like
when
people,
I see what you
Mhm.
teach, that is possible.
That's possible.
That is
Yeah,
good.
that's really
I can
possible. And
that is I can connect it that travel and teach boxing also. Well, it's good.
of course. And it's with traveling, it's also not that, for example, you need to move every week to a different country. Of course, and you can
Yeah,
also
exactly.
stay if you like a country. You can stay even 4 years in a country. You can
Yeah,
stay 3 months, for example. From
yeah,
Mexico, you
yeah,
you have like 6 months visa, for example.
yeah.
You can stay for 6 months.
Six
That's a
months.
long
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah. Super.
it's a long time. You don't need a PCR test now with the
Yeah,
COVID.
I
That's
know.
why I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
able to go. Yeah.
You right me. Yeah. I thinking
Uh,
about the. I speak with Angelica. Yeah, we thinking about this.
Okay, you
Yeah,
think about Mexico. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's great. So you can
yeah.
always connect, and I can give you some advice and
Okay.
some other passions. Do you have something also else? Because you talked about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thinking also about this. I invested in a startup. Maybe
Hmm.
this idea is teach people how start and yeah, because I think that is future. Yeah,
Yeah,
that will be necessary. I think.
I mean, yeah, I saw it myself. Like I remember, like we talked about it, and I remember the date 17 March when I saw like the stocks going down and also the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was
Yeah.
then I think around 5,000 euro for one
Yes,
Bitcoin,
I
and now
remember that.
it's like around. I can check it in my Revolut.
Sixty
Now
thousand.
it's at the moment it's. Let me check. I have it in euro, 47,000 euro. So yeah,
Yeah,
some people became millionaire of it. I think that's
yeah.
invested in it. Yeah. I got also some
That is
money from it, small money, but still I was able to buy a plane ticket for it. So I'm still happy that
super,
I joined the
super.
crowd. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's I'm happy about it. Yeah. So okay, so
Super.
teach people about how to start investing in cryptocurrency or what do you
Yeah,
mean with
yeah,
crypto?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. About crypto also, and how it start, how buying, what
Mm-hmm.
is it, what is it, and
Mm-hmm. What it
etc.
is. Okay, that's great. That's great. I mean,
Yeah,
now everyone's online, so even more people see advertisement about crypto, for example.
yeah,
And even like sometimes it's also possible to even combine like two passions. Like I mean, there are maybe not many people that buy, for example, boxing equipment with crypto, and maybe you can be the first person that do that, for example, right? That people can buy or like pay for the boxing classes with crypto.
yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
we never know.
still, it's a new industry, so you can be really flexible in it. And or for example,
Yeah,
I know there are like competitions in boxing, so maybe people can pay with crypto to watch it on video, for example. So there
yeah.
are
That
a lot
that
of
is also possible. Yeah,
possibilities. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you.
Has to be.
And I see Vasily said that the mic is maybe not working. Is it now working? Can you try? Vasily shared a bit about his passion before. Maybe you can use the chat box, okay? Can you write? Okay. Oh, I mean, Vasil. I don't know if you can hear me well, but okay. Then we just continue, and I'll just share with you that we talked a bit before about. Oh yeah, I see he left maybe because of the internet connection. But we talked a bit before about his passion for squash. So actually, he wants. He's actually an athlete. He's a professional squash player. He does it professionally. Travels also a lot, and he wants to also help people to learn squash, like online also by coaching them to do like mental coaching with people. So that's a bit what we discussed before because he was the first one that joined. But okay, when he comes back, he can maybe tell more about it. Oh, it's almost one, I see. I hope you can stick a bit longer with me. So okay, we go back to your passion. Think first about one passion, like really your passion, like that you when you wake up at 5 a.m. out of bed, you want to do that, okay? Maybe that was not your previous idea for your business, but just think start with your passion, okay? If you see that it's not working to monetize it, you can also use another idea, right? But okay. So for example, yeah, you have things that you really love, right? So most important is that you just do it, right? What you love. You can have things in your area. For example, you love boxing, right? But maybe you hate to, for example, do administration for boxing, right? And maybe you're also bad in it. So you can delegate it, right? To your accountant, for example. I do that also with my administration. And maybe you're also good in something. Maybe you're good in, for example, selling boxing equipment, but maybe you don't, yeah, really like it. That's also possible, right? You can be good in something, but don't really like it. So just do it if it's necessary. You can also delegate it, right, to someone and spend a bit less time on it, right? So especially focus on this one. So maybe before we go further, maybe I will ask Adriel, can you maybe tell me about what you don't like about teaching? A bit now from the
Uh,
other perspective.
Sometimes I'm nervous about what I should do or
Mm-hmm.
say. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm right. Well, that well actually I'm 17. I have time to learn. I think yeah.
Of course. And also like when you think about the confidence, right? To be honest,
Mm,
like I mean I teach eventually people around 110 people, right, on Zoom. And my first presentations from 12 to like 20 1 year, I will had always belly pains before giving a presentation. Sometimes even 3 days before. I was so nervous about like almost like a social anxiety. So I was really nervous about it. But eventually, by practicing, you actually figure out that even if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter because I mean, the next day people will forget it, right? And it's normal to make mistakes. We're all human. Even if you're an expert in an area, it's always normal that you can slip sometimes. If you are a pro athlete, you can sometimes slip, right? I mean, it's normal. We are human. That's totally normal. So that's also important to know. And
yeah, yeah.
also experience also creates later confidence. So when you have more experience, then you actually, yeah, for example, become more confident, right, in teaching people like big audiences, right? And it's still normal, even if you are maybe later 50 or 70, you can be still nervous, and that's also normal. So it's a bit a journey, right? I mean, it's sometimes you can have a bad day, a good day, so that also depends, right? If you sleep well. Okay, so you say that you want to work a bit about teaching larger audiences, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you are sometimes a bit nervous if you make a mistake or not, right?
yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay, so that's a bit the thing that that you think that you are bad in it, or you hate to make the mistake.
Hmm. I think that I could hate.
Mm-hmm,
Hmm.
mm-hmm. Okay, so it's more that you hate it. Okay. And is it also like but in general, do you love to teach people, like the groups of people, the language, English and Spanish?
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, now I think that it will be better from 10
Okay,
to
okay.
5. Yeah, 10. I would use.
Okay, of course, you can even start with one person in the beginning if you feel like it. You can
Yeah,
even do a boot
and
camp for like
actually,
100 people. Yeah.
today, well, a partner proposed me to start like a meeting by Zoom, but I will be the person who can manage the English for
Mm-hmm.
sharing. You know that
Yeah,
a
yeah.
meeting, a language exchange of English.
Oh, yeah, language exchange. I actually did it also, the language cafe, actually. So, like exchange, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
That's great. That's great. That's also good. And about a bit from my area, I mean, I teach also languages. Actually, it's also important to know that it can also change a bit in the future. That we will be less teachers, like less a teacher, right? But more, we become more like language coaches, because later it's also important that the video courses start to really become popular. People start to learn languages by gamification, right? And maybe also in the future, people will just use devices, right, to translate another language. So that's also possible. But in that case, it's not that our jobs will disappear; they will change a bit, right? So, for example, we will coach people more into communication. So, for example, how to understand a different culture, right? Because that you can't translate it, right? How do people behave, for example, in an let's say when I go to Thailand, people are, for example, talking a bit differently, behaving differently than people in England. So it's also important to understand the culture differences. So that's also what can change maybe in the future, that we will teach less, like 8 hours a day, but we do more like the coaching sessions with people, how to learn faster, how to improve your process. It will be also more blended, like to the person. For example, if someone wants to learn Spanish for work, then it will be only focused on that instead of all the different life areas. So that's also important to know in the future. That's okay. So we have hate, bad, right? So it's also good to know that sometimes something that you hate or you're bad at, you can always delegate it, or you can just focus on the things that you are good at. So maybe Krzysztof, can you tell about what you don't like about, let's say, cryptocurrency this time? Okay, we choose now cryptocurrency.
What I don't like, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's I don't like the administration. You know, when you I must pay taxes. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. Like sometimes you have things that you don't like to do, and you force yourself to do it. But sometimes it's just better to not do it, right? I mean, okay, you can. I mean, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
important to do the taxes, of course, but in the beginning, when you start a company, for example, in the Netherlands, there's a regulation core for small companies, and actually, if you don't earn more than 20K, 20,000 euro per year, you don't need to pay taxes at all, for example. So that's nice to know, right? So if you
Yeah,
keep your
yeah.
number of income below that, you don't need to pay. But imagine in the Netherlands, it may be hard to come by, right? If you have a large family. But imagine in Mexico getting 20,000 euro. That's almost like it triples the amount. It's almost like 60K, right? Because
Oh,
you
okay,
spent
okay.
in the euros you spent
Yeah.
in pesos, right? So that are a bit also the tricks of yeah, how to turn it more into the positive way.
Mm.
And also, if you don't like the administrations, you can always hire someone from Upwork. So we discuss it also more during the coaching program. A lot of websites where you can hire people to do really work for very cheap. Usually, people are, for example, students or beginners, but do great jobs actually. and you help them, the people, right, to earn some money, and they give you also a lot of value. For example, like doing your working hours or some administration, your website, your marketing, a lot of things. Okay,
Yes.
and imagine you don't like to do the taxes, so what would you do with that? Like, because you love cryptocurrency, you don't like the taxes, so what's your solution to it?
Don't pay taxes.
But that's also possible. Sometimes it sounds so funny actually, but there are countries, maybe not in all countries, but I know there are some countries you don't need to pay tax. I know Malta.
I know
I think you need
Ecuador.
to pay, but a bit less.
Also, I think.
Well, Ecuador.
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure, but I think yeah.
You have also the Cayman Islands, I know. And I would need to do some research. I would do that for sure. For the fourth session, I would do some research to share with you like the countries that are now the best to travel to be liberated, right? To work remotely. So for example, Mexico I really recommend, but I know in Mexico it's horrible to pay taxes. So for example, you can work in Mexico, right? You will be physically there, but your company is, for example, registered in the Cayman Islands, right?
Oh,
So the company is registered in the Cayman Islands, and let's say you have your citizenship in Bulgaria, for example, because there you need to pay the income taxes, right? And the company taxes you pay, for example, in Cayman Islands, right? So there are sometimes like a lot of big companies do that. So for example, companies like Shell, Philips, they pay, what's horrible, sometimes they pay just zero taxes.
Oh yeah.
So imagine we need to pay the tax, and a huge company that makes millions don't pay taxes.
I see the fine solution.
There's always a solution. If you don't want to
Yeah.
pay tax, it's possible to not to pay it. And of course, you need to do some research. Have some also experts, talk with experts about it, especially if you don't like the topic tax, you are not good in it, right? Because you have also people that are good in taxes but don't want to pay it, so that's different. They have like expertise, but if you don't have expertise, you can always connect with people that studied years about it, and they can just do it for you, right? They can help you to register your company in the Cayman Islands, for example. I don't have that expertise. I know a bit about it, but I know there are people that can help you out with it.
That is possible, yeah.
That's possible, and especially with remote work, for example, the COVID situation happened, and it was still able. A lot of people thought it was not possible to travel, but still there are like always escapes that you can always go to another country, even if you need to get, for example, a nursing certificate, or if you need to do some paperwork. There are always possibilities if you really want to go for it. Okay, so this is a really important kind of module, this one, like a method. So think about what you love about your passion, what you hate, what you are bad at. Sometimes you can love something, but be bad at it, because you maybe, imagine I started with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? I could start being bad in it because I just don't have experience, right? But maybe I love to do it, and then you gain experience, right? And instead of becoming bad in it, you become good in it. That's also a possibility, right? Or with photography, right? You need to take the time to develop a skill also. Okay, so why do you want to teach others your passion? That's also important, because you can be passionate about something, right? You love boxing, but maybe you love to do the competitions, but maybe you don't like to do the private lessons. That's also possible. Then it's also important to know, why do you want to teach others, and also the method how you want to do it, right? Some people like to do it offline, online, in big groups, small groups, maybe by creating video courses or ebooks. But it's always good to share your knowledge with others, right? Because you get actually in your brain oxytocin. It's a neurotransmitter, a bit from the psychological part, and that makes you yourself also happy, right? When you give something to someone else, it makes you happy, and it makes the other person also happy. So what do you want to teach others? Why do you want to teach others your passion? So think about it. Why do you want to teach your passion to others? Why do you want to make others happy with it? I'll give you a bit time to think about it. So why do you want to teach others your passion? So for example, learning English. Why do you want to learn others English or Spanish? Or why do you want to teach others boxing or about cryptocurrency? What do you want to give them? So I want to help others too. So maybe Adriel, can you maybe say, why do you want to help others?
Well, I don't know what to say. I want to help others to improve in English.
But okay, that's good. That's really specific. That's really good. And I want to help others improve English. But why do you want to help them improve English? Is it because
Why?
you maybe didn't know English also? It's a bit your story that you also like learned the language and then wanted to share it with others, or?
Yeah. I want it because I know that some people can believe that learning a language it's difficult, right? But actually, I think that no. It depends on the person how the person see that.
But it depends on the mindset, actually, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to help others improve English. That's really specific because you know that for some people, learning languages can be like not different, but difficult. Sorry, difficult, right? But it depends on the mindset, right? So if you are positive about it, and maybe if you get some tools from you, right, as a teacher, then you can like boost your English very fast, right? That's good. That's really good.
Yes.
And it's also a very important question because actually every company, the why, actually I recommend also from Simon Sinek. He has also a book about it. He makes videos about it. It's a bit about how to define your why. So why do you want to do something, right? Because of course you want to be also rewarded. You want to have like money, for example. You want to have the freedom, right? But it's also important to think about your client. Why do you want to help him? Like, what does the person wants? Like, does the person wants to learn English? Is that the thing? Or maybe it's something different. Maybe the person wants to learn English to socialize with the neighbors, or maybe to find a better job, or maybe the person wants to learn English to start a company in a new country, right? Or maybe to connect with some friends, local friends in the gym, right? So there are usually a lot of other hidden things inside the client, right? That maybe we don't know about it, right? So that's also good to make a bit a profile of a client. We will also work on that. Okay, and Krzysztof, why do you want to help others? Think about boxing or cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I can tell you about boxing because cryptocurrency is fresh, you know. But boxing, I tried it many years, and I know how I feeling today and how I was feeling when I start boxing. You know, I was a small guy, you know, very small for my mind, and the boxing changed everything. Change my confidence. You know, I feel now actually different like many years ago, and why I want to teach the people change mind, not only for the beat someone because that is not important, but boxing change your mind, and
that's really beautiful.
I believe that and when I when I can teach someone, I believe then the person can change, be better. You know
That's
what I mean?
beautiful. Yeah, of course. I know. It's like in a lot of martial arts, it's like not about actually the best martial artists are not the people that can like beat someone. It's more about their own mindset, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
thinking
yeah, yeah,
about the
yeah.
techniques,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
sometimes people that were really insecure because of the martial arts, they become really confident and feel better, not only in like the fighting itself, but
Yeah.
also like in
Oh, of
interacting
course
with
you
other
have you.
people.
Of course you have extra plus. Then you feel good for the street. Yeah, that is extra. Yeah, but it's not the most
Hmm.
important. And why that's exactly why I want to teach the people.
That's beautiful.
I
That's
believe
actually
that
really
when I see small kids, for the street, and I thinking about this, that is for me is something special, because I know
mhm.
then I can change the people a little bit.
Of course, of course.
Yeah,
That's really
that is.
beautiful. So that you kind of something, it's like physically, but actually it's also very mentally. So I wrote it a
Yeah,
bit like that. I want to help others with boxing to change their mindset to become more confident. I really
yeah,
like what you said, and I think that's also a really good one when you create a website, to make it a bit as your vision, because a lot of companies, a vision is a bit your why. So for example, you can say, I want to help others with boxing to change their mindset to become more confident, right? So
yeah,
you can
yeah,
do that as a vision, and as a mission, you can do it, for example, by learning the newest techniques, right? And then you can do it
yeah,
more
yeah,
like
yeah,
more specifically, of course, right? Because I don't know much about boxing, but then you can say, for example, yeah, you teach them, for example, you go with the people and you train boxing on the beach, and because the people train every day on the beach, they become also more confident, even if people watch at them, and that's also
yeah.
like
Of
changing their
course, of
mindset,
course.
right? Yeah,
Yes,
that's really beautiful how you said that. Yeah.
thanks.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, what do you want to help, right? So we had a bit about your why. So why do you want to help, right? Why do you want to teach boxing, or why do you want to teach English, right? So what do you want to give the people, right? But it's also important to know who is your target, right? So who do you want to help? Do you want to teach boxing to kids? Do you want to teach boxing to people that are aggressive, maybe to calm them down, or do you want to teach people that are not so confident? You want to focus on women, men, or do you want maybe to do it in an online setting, right? So you want to teach boxing to people that work in an office from 9 to 5 and just want to practice boxing in their office, for example, right? That's also possible. So who do you want to help? So you can a bit think about it, like imagine just like one person in the beginning. Of course, you can teach boxing, for example, or English to everyone. Of course, I do it also. I
Yes.
teach Dutch, but actually I teach also English, because some students approached me and said like, "Hey, I see you speak English. Can you teach me English?" I was, "Oh yeah, I don't teach English, but I can do it." Or I teach Dutch usually to people, let's say above 18 years old, but someone approached me, hey, can you teach Dutch to my 4 years old online? I was like, yeah, okay, why not? So it's also nice to have some challenges to just move out of your audience if you feel like that, right? You can experiment with it. So it's not only that when you say I focus only on people to learn to teach boxing from, let's say, 16 to 80, you can also do that with people from 50 to 70, right? So it depends a
Yeah.
bit how you feel about it, right? So, okay, so here we have your client. So it's also important to make a profile of your client, right? And so, for example, when I started to teach Dutch, I saw like a lot of Polish immigrants had problems with the language, right? And Christoph also knows about it because I started him to teach Dutch actually. And
Yeah. Klopp.
actually, what I was thinking, like, okay, do people, Polish people want to learn Dutch? Yes, they want to learn Dutch, but the learning process itself, it's really like time consuming. For example, a lot of Polish people work many hours. I try to simplify the Dutch language, right? So usually at school, you need to take a lot of time to learn a language, but I try to simplify it to make it more specific in practical situations, like how to ask for salary raise, or how to say that you are late at work, for example, because there is a traffic jam. So it's also important to understand your audience. Does your audience have has a lot of time, for example. What about the money? Can they afford your course, for example, your video course, right? Think about their interests, right? So what are they interested in? For example, you can try to target someone with cryptocurrency, an 80 years old person. Of course, there are maybe some 80 years old people that are really interested in it, but most of the 80 years old don't go online, so it's maybe hard to target them. But maybe it's easier to target, let's say, people from 16 to like 20, for example, right? Or from 20 to 50, it depends, right? And so that's a bit like really important one that I want also to give you a bit as homework. Who's your client? And yeah, maybe we can do it like short. So Krzysztof, what is your client for the boxing classes?
So for my clients, might have 2 legs and 2 hands. Yeah, it's enough. You can start.
That's easy. That's easy. So, but that's actually everyone, right? But if you want to name
actually,
like
actually everyone.
one
But
person,
yeah, actually everyone. But I think then I started to teach people. I don't thinking about kids because this is a difficult program. You know, you must be careful.
yeah,
Yeah. And my client, I thinking that this for started 60 years old and higher.
from 16 years old to higher, right? Okay,
Yeah.
from
Because for the
16.
kid with kids, I think I must do it special program or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
okay, that's good. So actually,
I
you
don't
know
have the
already like.
competition about this. You know,
Mhm.
I don't feeling for today. I want it, but I don't feeling. Then I can start with small kids like
Mhm.
5, 10 years.
But that's important. That's important to know. Like that's kind of your how do you say, like your border, right? You know, like okay, I want
Yeah,
to have that kind of audience because I don't feel like secure about teaching younger kids because you need to maybe do some extra certificates or maybe
yeah,
you're a bit
exactly.
afraid
I
if
thinking
something
about
happens. Yeah,
special certificate. Yeah, there's something happen. We never know. I
yeah. You
must
need to know
be,
first
safety.
aid a bit. Yeah, but that's good. Then later also you can think about like from above than 16 years old, and then you can like also think about the client. Like, do you want to teach, for example, people that are insecure or aggressive? Maybe some kind of special niche. For example, in Netherlands, maybe you want to teach Polish people, or maybe
Yeah,
you want to teach like let's say people in the office that just want to relax after the 8 hours of office work. They just want to do
exactly,
some punching a
exactly.
bag so they can like clear the
Yeah,
mindset, right?
yeah,
So that's good to kind of you can later fill it out for yourself and think about okay, what is really like. You can think about one person that you want to target, and of course later there can be a lot of different opportunities. Like what I explained with, I started to teach Dutch, and then I went into like also teaching sometimes English, creating video courses, ebooks. You can do a lot of things, right?
yeah,
It's good to start first with one thing really specific, and then you can move out.
yeah. Later is a little bit more. Yes.
Yeah. And Edra, what about you? Like, what is your typical client that wants to learn English or Spanish?
Uh, well, I think that my clients could be from 14, yeah, from
Mm-hmm.
14 to high,
Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah.
So from 14, yeah, and then later every age, okay. And what kind of do you want to focus, for example, more on students, let's say, or more at let's say expats or immigrants, for example, maybe
Uh,
refugees?
well, now I'm thinking about two students and immigrants. Yeah,
Okay, students and immigrants, and you want to help them, for example, to build a better life, to integrate, or
yeah. Hmm.
okay, that's great. That's great. So later you can also at home you can just try to picture like a immigrant or a student, and then like think, okay, how much does the student earn? What are the interests, right? So for example, do you want to teach the student about politics, maybe the student isn't interested in you. Maybe want to teach the, for example, the English language, how to communicate in a bar, on a party, right? Maybe that's more the thing they are like doing in daily life, or some at the gym to do some sports, right? And maybe for immigrants, it's something totally different. They want to learn, for example, how to buy a house, like using your Dutch language, right? So, or maybe they want to learn how to get, for example, citizenship, right? To become to get the nationality from for a country, right? So it really depends of your audience. Also, some people like maybe more video course, other ones maybe more group lessons, others prefer private lessons. So it really depends. Okay, so how can you help your clients? So we'll be ending soon, and actually, I wanted to do it 1 hour. We did almost like 90 minutes, and actually, the coaching program every session will be 90 minutes. So it's a bit like today. We'll have like 4 sessions. I start also like a Facebook group so we can communicate with each other, exchange ideas. I will share like motivational videos, links, tools. I will also reply emails if you have questions, like about practical things, like how to register your company, or do you maybe know, Igor, like a website where I can do my accounting myself? So I can give you also that kind of information.
Can
And
you send the group of Facebook in the chat?
yeah, I would like open the group. I made it already, and then we can like I can invite you, and you can like connect with others. We're in a small group, so you have also like the safety to kind of share your ideas. And yeah, probably you have still a lot of questions because that was just a design that we did today, right? So especially the why. Why do you want to teach remotely? And you saw a bit from my perspective how I do it, right? That I'm like now in Mexico, for example, that it's really possible. And during the coaching program, actually, what I will focus on is we will learn about where to find your clients, which platform to use, because it's important to have like a base, right? Your platform where the clients come to get information, where they can make the purchases. And I will also help to set that up. How to make the digital products. You have your platform, but you want to sell something, right? So you sell, for example, an ebook or a video course. So we also learn how to make that kind of digital products. But also like even for something like physically, like a boxing class, maybe it's nice to learn how to make a certificate, right? For your students, like on Canva, for example. So we also discussed that.
Yeah.
I also use actually for my language school. And of course, a lot of different tools like to collect email addresses, how to make that kind of PowerPoints that I make, like that are really interactive for students. For language teaching, it's really nice. Also for video courses. So yeah, that was the actually what we had, kind of a boot camp to design your online teaching business. And this is a bit how the coaching program is working. So we have 4 sessions, and here you see a bit of overview, right? How to create teaching services and courses. We go really deep in it. So every session is like 90 minutes, and it's the same like today. And how to find your clients in the niche marketplace. So actually how to target good your clients. So to make the client profile, and we go deeper in it, of course, where to search for them, how to do the marketing. And this one is how to set up your own platform so clients can also find you, right? Because you want clients to really find you, right? And so you don't need only to like look for them, but they can also come to your marketplace or your platform, right? And the last one, really practical, like how to register your company, how to accept payments with different cards, for example, manage your clients, like to have your database with clients, and even how to use it. For example, you have already clients like maybe 5 years ago, and you want to kind of let them come back to for example, buy another course. So this is a bit the schedule, and you already all completed the first stage, design your business, really important. And of course, you have then 1 week time to kind of think about it, to go through the PowerPoint again. It's really important to take your time for it because it's a very important first step. And the next step, what we will have is actually the first session, and then we go more into creating teaching services and courses. So actually next week, you will create your first digital product. It can be everything. It can be maybe the certificate for boxing, right? For example, with someone's name on
Yeah.
it. You can do that. It can be also for English lessons, also a certificate. But we can also start with a small ebook. Let's say how to learn. Like a small ebook can be also for kids, for example, like a children book that also adults can use, right? With assignments that can be done in one day sometimes. So we can also learn that, how to make the video courses for language teaching. I did video courses myself, and it can be also used for boxing, for example, or cryptocurrency. It's really nice because that's actually what's called passive income is actually a myth because you need to do efforts to really get the income, right? So it's not actually passive, but what's really nice that you can like wake up in the morning, you can check your marketplace, and you can see that people bought your courses or your ebook, or maybe got a certificate after the lesson, right? So that's a bit the schedule. So next week, Thursday, we start with the first session. So that's called then create teaching services and courses. So you'll be really designing. It's really practical. So that's really cool because I will help you to design it. You can also exchange ideas with each other. Later inside the Facebook group, you can even discuss it every day with each other. And yeah, but that's the homework for the first coaching session. So it will be a bit about the lesson we had. So what passion do you want to share, right? This one's really important. Do you want to go, for example, for teaching first English or Spanish, or first crypto or boxing? Who do you want to help, right? So really your target, right? So like one person. Let's start with one person. And how do you want to do it? Do you want to first design an one-on-one session, like a service, let's say 4 PowerPoints to teach English, or like 4 sessions for boxing, like in Mexico, for example, on the beach, right? How does the 4 sessions look like? Do you want to do the video course or the ebook, right? So that are a bit the 3 questions that I give you to practice with. And yeah, here, if you want to join the coaching program, actually it was first like 400 euro. I was thinking about to make the price because you all like joined some, and I know you also some from like, for example, Christoph from the private lessons. So I wanted to give you all like 50% discount, and it will be like 200 euro, like the 4 sessions. And we do it the same. You get also access to the learner portal, so you can watch it back on video, like the lesson we had today, the coaching program. So that's the price, 200 euro. And I have all your email addresses, but I will give you also my email address. So I sent you all the information, and you can just join with the 50% discount. And I see a question from Adriel. Is there a Facebook group? Yeah, there's a Facebook group, and I will also add you. Okay, so you can send me an email. Okay, with your details for Facebook, and I will just add you to the Facebook group. And I plan also to share every day like really nice tools, so you can also get like the first-hand information. It's a new program, so it will be like a first group will be like a small community. And also, when you complete the coaching program, it's also really nice because you also get the certificate. So imagine you want to teach remotely. You can always, if you want to not start a business but work for someone else, or if you want to present it on your page, right? Then you also have a certificate after the program with your own name on it, and for free, it's included inside the coaching program. So yeah, I hope that you can all join.